Let's not beat around the bush here. Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy is shaping up to be the biggest game release since Cyberpunk 2077. From the amount of time it's taken from announcement to release, to the size of the property, to the pedigree of the developer, to the uniqueness of the title, to the sheer ambition of the project, this is a blockbuster release no matter how you slice it. And it means that there will be countless videos and think pieces dealing with predictions. But we don't do that here at CFC because, let's be honest, no one can predict how good this game will be until we play it. But we can predict what might be said because, let's face it, we've all read so many cynical articles about every game ever produced that we can probably write them on autopilot like ChatGPT. Which means that today, we've used our time turner to examine all the possible futures and all the headlines that could be written about this game. So let's get to the 7 most likely Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy headlines before you have enough time to figure out that that's not how time turners work. I'm Griff from Cars Fighting Cribs. Let's do it.
Add your own story to these hallowed halls.
Number 1, Hogwarts Legacy is simply magical. If you've been with us for long enough to have watched our Horizon Forbidden West video with the same premise, you know that I start out with the most positive possible headline we could see. I know that we've all become so negative and jaded in today's society that we don't think positively enough, but I'm here to remind you that yes, it is entirely possible that this game is everything we hoped it would be. The combat could be fluid, the story could be magical, the graphics could be incredibly gorgeous with no glitches or performance issues. It's usually not how things work in real life. But this is Harry Potter we're talking about. Magic is always on the table. Number 2, Hogwarts Legacy is the worst thing to happen to Muggles since Voldemort. I'm not saying this is likely, or even as likely as this game becoming a legendary title, but it is possible that everything the devs try falls flat. Let's be honest, we love ambition as gamers, but ambition means more room for mistakes. I loved the way the combat system looked in all the showcases, but when we get our hands on it, it could be an absolute disaster with no rhyme or reason to anything. We've come to expect a certain level of writing and characters from the Harry Potter universe, a standard the 3 newest movies have not delivered on. Could this game fix it, or might that disturbing trend continue? Avalanche Software has a long pedigree, but they've never taken on a game of this size and scope. It's possible that we get a Bucky mess. I know, I shouldn't even say the words, but hey, I'm a muggle, I don't believe in magic. Number 3.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What on earth is this dude talking about? Harry Potter isn't even in this game. Yes, I know, but headline writers like to be clever. Remember, I've seen these. There is no phrase more synonymous with our introduction to the magical world than Hagrid's famous 4 words. For so many of us, it has become our platform 9 3/4, a train running straight to nostalgia and a passion for fantasy that has lasted us our whole lives. So what we may see from this game is an emphasis on our nostalgia and desire for this exact kind of experience. The gameplay may not be all it's cracked up to be, the story may be lacking, the dialogue system may be tedious, but if the graphics and music are all on point, if they really place us in the heart of the wizarding world that we've fantasized about for 2 decades, maybe that's what their true goal is. Now, whether or not you as an individual finds that satisfying is totally up to you. Personally, it would still be fairly disappointing if the game itself isn't fun, but at least they'd be pleasing someone going this route. Number 4, a ruined childhood, a franchise on the brink. This, in my opinion, is the worst of all possible futures. A bad game is a bad game. Maybe the devs were in over their heads, maybe they just had the wrong people or not enough quality control or the publishers just rushed them. We make a lot of excuses for bad games, and very few of them involve criticizing the property itself. But there is a reality where this game fails not because of catastrophic bugs or overwhelmed developers. It fails because they ruined the franchise. As any kind of content creator, your job is to enhance the content you're creating, not become a part of it. Especially when it comes to writing, and especially when it comes to writing in a beloved universe created by another person. I'm not saying that you can't expand or add your own things. We need to see that. But if the writers get too aggressive, they will deliver us a product that makes us question whether that Harry Potter is a property worth spending our time in anymore. Think that's not possible? Star Trek was the biggest science fiction property on Earth before poor movies ruined it. Assassin's Creed has gone from global trendsetter to basically silent for years. Bethesda is a laughingstock. DC Comics has been reset 937 times in the movies. These things do happen given enough time and enough failure. This is the nightmare scenario, but I also believe that it's the least likely one. 5. No one said magic was perfect. So let's talk about what I think is the most likely scenario. Obviously, I'm hoping for a legendary game, and unlike a lot of games, I think that's actually in the realm of possibility here. But realistically, games like that don't often happen. What is much more likely is a good game with problems. In this case, I think the most likely problems are bugs and glitches. It's a developer's worst enemy, but it's also their most common enemy, especially in a game with the scale and scope of Hogwarts Legacy. And that goes double for devs working on games far larger than even their usual scale. Now, that's not to say that it's a guarantee that the game will be bad or even a guarantee that the bugs will be game-breaking in nature, just that there would be enough of them to take you out of the experience. Maybe for some people, they will be too much to handle. They'll probably be worse on PC as usual, but bottom line, no matter how great the game is, Avalanche is not Bethesda. People won't forgive countless bugs, no matter how good the rest of the game is. Number 6, what is the legacy of Hogwarts Legacy? Admittedly, I'm running out of ideas. But here's the thing about games like this. Approximately 17 minutes after the game releases, people will be considering the ultimate future of the franchise. And I don't just mean this particular game. I'm almost positive a sequel's coming no matter how this game is received, unless it's an absolute train wreck. I'm talking about the future of Harry Potter games in general. Because whether this game is legendary or a legendary fail, there will be questions about Harry Potter games going forward. There is so much potential in the Harry Potter universe, but you need a writer backed by a studio willing to get outside the box. If this game is great, we may just get that. You want a Harry Potter game set in the United States, which you've never explored before? How about one set in the far future, where technology is becoming more a part of the wizarding world? Or in the far past, where the wizards were actually integrated into society? Maybe a remake of Quidditch World Cup. All possibilities are on the table. However, if this game is not great, well, much like the movies, the future of Harry Potter games is resting on a Gryffindor sword's edge. 7. Devil's Snare, Devil's Snare. Yeah, I ran out of headline ideas. Here's the reality though. The devs are doing a little dance with the devil for this game. There is so much positivity around the property, so much excitement about the game. Avalanche has promised a lot with this game, and specifically a lot that Harry Potter fans have been clamoring for a long time. Because of that, fans will be very forgiving to a lot of potential issues this game might have. But if the devs abuse that, if they try to do too much, fans will turn on them quickly. We've seen this happen with every major property from Marvel to Star Wars. Abuse the trust we as fans give, and we as fans turn. So which of these future headlines do you think is most likely? Do you have a time turner to use yourself? Let us know in the comments. Oh, and subscribe and follow me on Twitch, GriffFromGA, for the most unique playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy you will find. I promise you. We appreciate you.